Hello, everybody. My name is Lauren Bryn Dunn. I'm the Associate Commissioner of the MIAA, and I'm very excited to be here today with Mattie Smith from Albion. Mattie, how are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Mattie Smith. I am a senior at Albion College, on the swim and dive team, as well as majoring in kinesiology.
Being a senior, you've obviously had plenty of time to compete in this conference and get a feel for it. But what are some of your favorite things about competing in the MIAA?
For sure. Definitely the family atmosphere of it. I feel like being in an MIAA school is definitely an advantage, comparative as well as being a part of the D3 circuit. I came in for that smaller atmosphere as well as those more so personal connections. And I feel like that is definitely something that we have received through the MIAA, having that family atmosphere, as well as in our athletic department, as well as other athletic departments. All of the competitions that I've been a part of in the MIAA has been nothing but good sportsmanship, supporting each other. And that's something that I just never had growing up. So it's really nice to see that even people from other teams, even our own team, are definitely there and want the best for you.
What drew you to Division III specifically?
When I was looking through the whole entire college process, I'm someone who definitely struggles with school a little bit, and the smaller classroom sizes of that D3 liberal arts atmosphere was something that definitely drew me more so into looking at a smaller school, as well as you being able to have that healthy balance of being able to focus on academics and focus on graduate school or whatever you want to go into, as well as being able to excel and have a competitive program, especially with swimming and how long the season is. But also, I was able to have that social life balance too that I didn't really have in high school. And I wanted to be able to be a part of other things on campus that were a little bit bigger than myself.
I'm sure you're pretty busy between swimming and your studies, but what hobbies do you have outside of that?
Yeah, so outside the time that I do have spending over it, I'm a part of a lot of different organizations. I just love taking those like leadership skills as well as like putting myself forth into something that's on campus just to keep me busy with my spare time. I also live in an apartment this year, so I've been getting into like cooking as well as like baking a little bit, and trying to like test that out just so prepare myself for the outer world.
You're a team captain. How do you balance the responsibilities of leadership, in the pool with your roles as president of your sorority and working as a tour guide in the admissions office?
Yeah, so definitely having time management skills as well as having an amazing support system with everything that I am a part of. I usually keep everything based off of a planner, as well as I usually do better when I'm in season rather than out of season, just because I have my practice schedules. Everything is more so scheduled and laid out. Um, Support system is the thing that keeps me going, whether it's from my family or my friends around me, my team. And that's what I try to rely back on my team as a captain, as just being there as a support system. And as I'm involved in all the stuff that you have said before, that is something that definitely I want to proceed and show to the team that it's possible of doing, being able to be involved and making the most out of your college experience for sure. Some other like clubs and stuff like that that also help along with that. I'm the SAC representative of the swim team too as well. So I know a lot of other SAC reps, at least for Albion too, are involved in a lot on campus and still are able to have that like healthy medium balance between being able to be an athlete, but be a part of like those social things and take those leadership positions that are going to help us grow as a person at the end over goal. So being able to like reflect that onto the team as like a natural leader, being able to show underclassmen as well as anyone who's coming in that it is possible that they're able to do all this stuff that I'm doing too as well, and be able to manage it, whatever career path that you want to go into.
You qualified for the NCAA championships last year. What did that mean to you, and how has that experience shaped your goals for this season?
It definitely meant the world to me. That was my goal coming in basically to college, is to make it to the NCAA meet, because it's just an out of body experience and the atmosphere is actually incredible when you are there. So I'm always so grateful when I do have the opportunity to go. Last year, it was definitely really special because I hit a lot of goals I had for the season at that meet, as well as like a goal that I never thought I would succeed of making top 8 was at that meet too as well. So very grateful for all those opportunities that were laid upon me during that time. I think going into this season, it has shaped me. Of course, I want to try to make it back to NCAA meet again. That's the main goal of all my training this year. But I just have to take it day by day at this time and just trust the process of like what is going into it, and trust Coach Eric now coming in as a new coach, the plan he has built for me, as well as different goals that I need to succeed going up. So right now it's like a day by day process, and just taking in all of the little wins that I have, but as well as reflecting on some of the challenges as well as bad times that I have as well in the sport.
We mentioned earlier that you're a president of your sorority. That requires strong leadership and time management skills. How has that role influenced your approach to leading your teams or your teammates?
Of course. I would probably like to say off at first coming into college, I never thought I would be in any of these leadership school or like roles at all. I was definitely more on like the quieter side and a follower. I knew that I had to make somewhat of a change. And that first started off coming into college and opening out, branching out. And the swim team was my first basically opening to that. So being a leader my freshman year, whether it was trying to score points for the team or trying to create that team atmosphere where you got to put 110% in practice every single day to get the efforts that you want to get out, and also trying to hype everyone up around me too as well, is what I sort of like built that basis off of. That sort of gave me the confidence then to go and fulfill other positions, whether it's taking an executive position over at the admission center for tour guides, or even going as much as being president of my sorority. Those things, a lot of it is based off of me wanting to do it for other people. A lot of it is I care about how others succeed, as well as I want to complete my goals. I want to help as much as I can have other people complete their goals too as well. And if I can have an impact on that, I'll be like the happiest person ever to say that I was a part of that. But it for sure helps going into like building leadership like positions from this has also helped me as a captain this year, as well as whether we have to like facilitate something, delegate, maybe even talk to the community downtown if we need some community service events, and just being someone that's confidential or someone that they can lean on, setting a good example during practice, whether that means I am doing 100% effort every single day and encouraging other people, or if I'm being communicative with them and being like, hey, I am not having the best day. Like, I don't think I can give my all of effort into practice today, and making sure that communication is key in all roles that I do have on campus. And just being a little bit more vocal with it. But I feel like all have definitely trickled into my leadership and being captain now as well. So just the little roles that I've taken across campus has helped me basically have that impact on the program.
As a senior, thinking about student athletes that are coming in or underclassmen, what advice would you give them if they're maybe hesitant to get involved in like organizations or a team or anything like that?
Yeah, so not just for this campus, but I feel like for any campus, if students are having that little nervousness to get involved, that's something I definitely had coming into school, just because I wasn't one to put myself out there. And I definitely had a conversation with my parents, and I was like, this is how I want college to go. I want to do the best I can and be the best I can for myself and get the most out of it. And to get the most, especially going out of a smaller school, is definitely being a lot involved in the community, as well as what you are a part of. So there was times where I was not comfortable pushing myself out of my comfort zone, but I knew going for these things, or just showing up to a meeting on campus or anything like that, was something I had to do to just break off a little bit, and build that confidence as someone coming in who was not very extroverted as a person, and would never see herself doing this in a million years today. But I feel like anyone who's coming in as a prospective student definitely has that feeling of nervousness going into school. And you got to trust that if you're coming in on a sports team, that all the upperclassmen has your back, and they will help you adjust as that is your core family coming in away from your family. And then they'll connect you with whatever you want to do, whether it's an on-campus job or maybe be a part of Greek life or any sort of like athletic organization that you also want to be a part of. I feel like having those connections are very, very well. And then vocalizing that you are nervous and it's okay to be nervous going into school, but you have all these other support system and as well as faculty, staff on campus that are there to better you. So using that to your advantage and don't be scared to use any of those things to your advantage because at the end of the day, it's just going to help you grow as a person.
I like closing out each interview with a fun question. You said you're getting into cooking and baking more. So, what has been your favorite thing to make?
So right now in season, I've been meal prepping a ton. But I guess going along with the fall season the other day, I love making pumpkin bread because I think it just smells amazing as well as tastes amazing too. I probably ate a whole entire loaf in the span of like 3 days. So definitely not the best to recommend that, but definitely more like seasonal things along with the season. So right now with fall, a lot of more like Halloween or like pumpkin stuff going into that. I'm definitely a lot more into baking than cooking right now, but those are like the fun little things that I'm trying to like get into when I have the spare time or just like treat myself with after a hard practice or a hard day.
I love that. Well, Mattie, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today, and best of luck to you and your team this season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.